Every soul has a frequency, and yours just changed stations. You've tuned into a higher wavelength, the orbit of purpose itself. You've broken through the gravity of your old patterns, fear, doubt, survival mode. Now you're in the quiet. The air is thinner up here. Nothing's falling apart, it's just stabilizing. See, the physics of spirit mirrors the physics of the universe. Every expansion is followed by stillness. Every heartbeat of progress has a sacred pause. That silence after your breakthrough isn't failure, it's velocity in disguise. You're not grounded anymore, baby. You're gliding. What you're hearing now is the sound of divine momentum, whisper quiet, unstoppable. So take a deep breath. You've reached orbit. Let's talk about how to stay here, how to navigate inertia, sustain momentum, and trust the rhythm that carries you from glory to glory. Welcome to Lesson 2, the framework of the spiritual path.
Where magic meets mindset, where the moonlight leads the way, manifesting with Mystique, every law's in play. It's align it, believe it, receive it. With Mystique you'll achieve it. Manifesting with Mystique, your cosmic path is clear.
Now, let's talk about what happens after the breakthrough. When the fireworks fade and the atmosphere goes still, every spiritual path has rhythm. Expansion, pause, recalibration, rise again. That's not regression, that's divine choreography. Most people only celebrate the expansion and curse the pause. But the pause is sacred. It's where the new frequency integrates. It's the moment your spirit says, "Don't rush me, I'm becoming." When the energy gets quiet, you're not losing power. You're learning how to hold it. You're training your nervous system to live at the altitude your soul just reached. So if you've been feeling like things slow down after your breakthrough, pause and ask, what if this isn't a setback? What if this is stabilization? Remember to reflect mages and mystics, especially now in Scorpio season. Where in your journey did progress feel like it stopped? And what if that stop was really sacred recalibration? Let's take this a little deeper. Picture your journey like a spacecraft breaking free from Earth's gravity. The launch requires everything: fire, pressure, ignition, faith. It's loud, it's messy, it's powerful. That's your breakthrough moment. You push through atmosphere, through fear, through limitation, through everything that told you you couldn't. Then suddenly silence, and no roar, no rush, no visible movement. But the mission isn't over. You're in orbit. You're gliding on the momentum your faith created. The stillness doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means the engines did their job. You've reached a new level of motion, steady, sustained, silent. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ." That's divine mission control right there. Once God launches you, he doesn't leave you drifting. He adjusts your coordinates, even when it feels quiet. And when the time comes for your next orbit, your next assignment, you'll feel the pull again, a little turbulence, a little holy discomfort that tells you it's time to ignite the next stage. So don't panic when things go still. That silence is your stability system calibrating. You've moved from thrust to trust. You're learning how to travel by vibration instead of reaction, because every soul that truly ascends learns this truth. You don't need constant movement to keep momentum. Your spiritual field carries you now. You've made it through liftoff and you're gliding steady now. The view looks calm, but don't mistake calm for completion. This next phase is about consistency, not combustion. When the thrill of launch fades, what keeps you moving is rhythm. Tiny sacred repetitions that prove to the universe you're reliable with power. See, momentum isn't speed, it's stability in motion. It's the quiet decision to keep showing up when no one's clapping, to keep aligning when no one's watching. That's the proof of mastery. And milestones, they're not trophies, they're transmission points. Each one marks a moment where your consciousness expanded enough. for the universe to trust you with more light. So instead of asking, am I there yet? Ask, what rhythm am I maintaining? That rhythm is your revelation. It's how the cosmos knows you're serious about staying in orbit. There's a reason the Apostle Paul said we move from glory to glory. He wasn't talking about perfection, he was describing spiritual orbit. Every level of consciousness has its own gravity. Each time you rise, you feel a new pull. Not to punish you, but to strengthen your flight pattern. So if it feels like pressure shows up every time you level up, that's not regression, that's recalibration, and heaven's just making sure you can hold the altitude. See, in the natural world, when a spacecraft shifts orbits, it must ignite again. A short burst, just enough to reach the next level. Spiritually, that ignition looks like surrender. It looks like a prayer that says, all right, God, expand me again, teach me how to breathe in thinner air, because new elevation always comes with new atmosphere. The habits, thoughts, and vibrations that sustained your last orbit can't always survive in this one, and that's okay. Don't grieve what falls away. Every orbit burns off what can't ascend. You're meant to release, renew, and rise again. Progress doesn't move in straight lines. It spirals like galaxies spinning in divine choreography. Every lesson, every silence, every breakthrough is just the universe turning you toward more light. So when life feels like it's circling back, don't curse the loop, honor the spiral. It means you're moving from glory to glory. Now that you understand the rhythm, expansion, pause, recalibration, rise again, it's time to anchor that awareness into your everyday life. Momentum isn't something you chase, it's something you tend. Like fire, it doesn't demand constant flame, just consistent oxygen. Every night this week, take a few minutes to record what I call your micro movements, the small sacred proofs that show your orbit is still alive. It could be a boundary you held, a truth you spoke, a choice you made that honored your higher path. Write it down, date it, bless it, because documentation is declaration, and declaration builds discipline. Remember, the universe measures readiness through rhythm. When you show up consistently, you send out a signal. I can sustain altitude. Use these affirmations to anchor your momentum. Momentum is still movement. Every pause prepares my next orbit. I am patient with the process of propulsion. The work that began in me is still gaining altitude. I trust the silence as my sacred stabilizer. Keep these affirmations close. Write them on a sticky note. Say them during your mirror work, or tap them in your EFT practice on the Dynamic Mystic Moments channel. Because anchoring momentum isn't about staying busy, it's about staying tuned. You're not waiting for motion, you are the motion. Relax and take a deep breath with me. You've launched, orbited, stabilized, and ascended again. Now, rest in that rhythm. This is where the lesson becomes life. Because the spiritual path isn't a race, it's a rotation. Every breath, every thought, every decision is another revolution around divine order. You are no longer chasing progress. You're communing with it. When you honor your rhythm, you honor your source. You trust that timing is intelligence. You trust that stillness is strategy. And you trust that every delay hides divine design. So the next time your orbit feels quiet, whisper to yourself, this is sacred rhythm. My silence is stability. My stillness is success. Let that truth sink in as both a prayer and a promise. Thank you, divine order, for every unseen orbit of my progress. I trust the rhythm that carries me from glory to glory. You're no longer falling, you're flowing. No longer waiting, you're becoming. And every heartbeat of your path is perfectly on time. You've reached a new orbit, Mystic. Now it's time to anchor what you've learned. I've created a free download to help you map your own framework of the spiritual path, a guided PDF workbook with reflection prompts, affirmations, and the spaceship metaphor diagram. Inside the workbook, you'll also find links to the Dynamic Mystic Moments channel, where you can tap through your Scorpio season with me, literally. You'll find the EFT activations, the mirror magic sessions, and the sound rituals that help your body catch up with your spirit. You can grab the workbook using the link in the description below. Use it this week while you integrate the lesson. And remember, silence isn't punishment, it's propulsion. I'll see you in the next lesson, and until then, stay in rhythm with your purpose.
Every soul has a rhythm. Every rhythm has a reason. And when you stop fighting the pause, you start hearing the pattern of your becoming. I felt the fire, the breakthrough burn, gravity cracking, no lessons learned. I reached for heaven, my engines roared. Faith became thrust, and I saw in silence wrap me like a prayer. Stillness whispered, you're already there. I thought I stopped, but I was still in flight, gliding in a rhythm, held by light. This is the framework of the spiritual path. Expansion, pause, sacred math. Rise and rest, release, renew. Orbit by orbit, I become new. Momentum is mercy, rhythm is real. What I can't see, I still can't feel. Silence isn't punishment, it's propulsion. Moved by faith, not emotion. Every level's got its own gravity. Every pull just polishes me. Pressure ain't punishment, it's proof that heaven's adjusting my spiritual rule. I breathe in thinner air with grace. My heart keeps time in sacred space. From glory to glory, I spin and turn. Every revolution of the truth I learn. Trust to trust, dust to dawn. The rhythm of God keeps pulling me on. Every heartbeat, every breath, a sacred loop between life and death. Oh, the altitude, trust the orbit. Trust the orbit. This is the framework of the spiritual path. Expansion, pause, the sacred math. Rise and rest, release, renew. Orbit by orbit, I become new. Momentum is mercy, rhythm is real. What I can't see, I still can't feel. Silence isn't punishment, it's propulsion. I move by faith, not emotion. The path isn't a race, it's a rotation. My silence is my synchronization. I'm gliding steady in divine choreography. Orbit by orbit,